Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. Before I leave the Quonset here for hopefully the final time, I said last episode that I was going to leave here and go to the Mountain Town / Milton / Mountain Town / Milton. But I didn't because I went fishing. And then I found a deer, and I killed a deer, and then I went fishing anyway, and I got 3 of the biggest fish in the game in a row in a 2-hour fishing session because that happens in Stalker playthroughs. All the time. It happens all the time. Like I would know, I never fish. But suffice to say, getting all that meat left us with the problem you can now see in the top center of our screen. We give off a little bit of a stench. And that little bit of a stench attracts the attention of all manner of furry woodland friends. Honestly, fog is not the best right now, given what I was just talking about. I wish it weren't foggy. Especially because there can be wolves and bears about. I want to see them coming. It makes me want to go in here and rest for a bit longer to see if maybe the fog clears in an hour or so. Let's try that. Let's try that. I'm just going to get back in bed and see if I can sleep for an hour. I don't like fog. Not right now. I don't need it in my life. All right, let's pass the time then. Now let's sleep. Watch there be a blizzard now. Just so the game could laugh in my face. No, it seems like we're okay. Ironically, I'm going to need more water again soon, but I think I can actually get going now. I've got more than enough food to carry me to Mystery Lake. I can stop in safer places and break down wood to get water. Specifically, wood to make fire, which I would then use to boil snow. Wood doesn't simply convert to water in the Long Dark. It's a little bit more realistic than that. But yeah, we're gonna do that. First things first, though. As I said last episode, and I might have said at the beginning of this one, can't remember if I said it a second ago, but I need to go back to where I ran into my furry woodland friend in the last episode, who thankfully didn't hurt me that much. I don't see any wolves at the Quonset. It's so strange. Hopefully we've had plenty of discussion about it in the comments by now, because it's been a few episodes, and I just keep looking at it going, what is happening? This area is supposed to be crawling with wolves. Go back and watch the second episode of this series. Episode 2. I mean, it's called Wolf Missile Swarm for a reason. Like, they were everywhere, and now they're nowhere. I don't understand it. I think I see the wolf I killed. I didn't kill him, but I stabbed him. And I think I see him on the ice. We're not going to do anything with him, because we've got all the meat we need, but I think that's him. Either that or it's the deer that I shot, but I felt like that was farther away. No, that's the wolf. That's definitely the wolf. Awesome. That is satisfying. That is so satisfying. All right, so where were we? Oh, I see it. There's my arrow. Perfect. Okay, we're in business. And the fog is clearing. Mountain Town, here I come. Let's go to the top of the zone. Not that way, though. Let's see, what would be the easiest way? I think I'm going the right way, actually, if I really want to get there relatively smoothly, so I'm going to keep going this way. I'll keep my bow and arrow out. I've got 16 arrows in my quiver. Well, yeah, 16 in my quiver. 17 altogether. One of them is knocked. Oh, wait, no, that's the deer I killed. No, it's both. Yeah, there's the wolf, there's the deer. Okay, question answered. Let's go this way. Of course, Coastal Highway is where I started this episode. Yeah, of course, it's where I started this episode. It's where I started this season, way back in episode 1. We're actually going back to where we started to get back to Mystery Lake, because I remember when I came back from Mystery Lake the last time, did I actually go down? Yeah, I went down into the ravine. I couldn't remember for a second if I went down into the ravine, but I remember when I went through the transition zone, the ravine transition zone, I was like, It took me a second to realize that that's not how we got to Mystery Lake, because we went to Pleasant Valley first, I think, in this series, and then went straight to Mystery Lake that way, which is not the way I usually go. So when I was going back the way I usually go, I was like, wait, I haven't done this before. And it really threw me off. But we're going to go back that way this time, just to be speedy about this. And the plan right now, if you missed it in previous episodes, is I'm going to beeline straight for... what's it called? For Forlorn Muskeg. I know what the zone's called. We're going to go straight there. Hang on. There could be wildlife nearby, and I still am giving off a bit of a stink. So let me take the high ground and look. I think I'm okay. There can be bears up here, so I still need to be careful. But anyway, we're going to go to the Forlorn Muskeg, and then I'm going to try and find my way to the, I don't know where it is. No one's told me. I don't want you to tell me. I don't want you to spoil it for anyone watching in the comments. I'm going to find it on my own. But there's a way you can get up. I know which side of Forlorn Muskeg I need to do it from, because I've seen the map. I know that much. And no, I didn't go looking for the map. I just happened to see it. But we are going to go that way. Because I've already been up to a cliffside in Forlorn Muskeg, and I feel like that same cliffside is involved. There's a cave you can go through in Forlorn Muskeg that then drops you off on kind of an overlooking area, and I feel like that's where I need to go back to, or at least that general area. So we are going to explore that entire side of the zone again. Plus it's Forlorn Muskeg, so it's a little bit of a challenging zone to be in, and I kind of welcome the challenge. It'd be fun. I am encumbered, of course, right now after all the work that I've done to lose the weight. That's because I'm carrying massive fish that are going to feed me for my entire trip and then some. And I'm carrying half of a deer as well. And this is my first opportunity that I haven't been in the middle of something to enjoy this music with my ducking set up, so I'm going to shut up. Let's listen. Pretty sure that's the end of the piece, or most of the end of it. Oh yeah, forgot about the Warren Urban Park. I still have some stuff here. have these work boots, which I can't remember. I think work boots are better than trail boots, right? Ooh, no, never mind. That's a hell no. They're much more restrictive. Ooh, we've got some wood here and a cured wolf pelt. The wolf pelt's not interesting to me, but the sticks I think are worth picking up. I left them for myself much earlier in the series. And the fir firewood might be worth picking up just so I can go ahead and... Yeah, you know what? Let's do this right now. Why not? Let's go ahead and get a fire going. And we have the... You know what? I am going to use one of those cardboard matches so I don't have to use my fire striker. Fire strikers are limited resources. I picked up those cardboard matches in the fishing hut that I was in. / deer hunting hut. And... and I can use those. I put most of my matches down. I don't need them. I've got every fire striker in the world. If I lose the ones that I have right now, I can still go back and get more at Coastal Highway. And I might find more at Milton / Mountain Down. But, alright, so that's started. So, the only problem with what I'm about to do is that it's going to weigh me down a little bit more too. Like, I want to have a good amount of water. So we're going to do 0.8 gallons. I really want to make the entire trip with the food and water that I'm carrying. I know. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was concerned about. But I've got a couple of very heavy food items that as soon as I have an excuse to eat them, everything will be okay. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have an excuse to eat some of them right now. Did I see 1500? No, 1530. So let's go ahead and eat the 500 calorie steak, because that's a pound. And then I'll drink some water. We're carrying almost a gallon. So 8 pounds of water. And let's go ahead and toss a stick on there, take a torch, so we're not using our lantern fuel, and head into the cave. So we're a little bit slowed down right now, but probably when we get to the other end of this cave, or at least to the other end of the ravine, because there's no wolves in the ravine, I don't think there are. We're going to need to rest. And once I rest, I think I'm going this way. Once I rest, I can, Yep, I'm good. Once I rest, I can eat some more food and drink some more water, you know. We're slowly going to lose our burden as we make our way across the zone, so just constantly justifying the amount of encumbrance that I have. I know, I'm a pack rat, I know, it's ridiculous. But hang on, I already searched you. I'm so tempted to pick up some of this coal, but I just don't need it anymore. I've gotten all the arrows I'm going to need, I've even got an extra hunting knife if I ever lose the one that I have. Which, speaking of which, I probably need to sharpen some of my... I need to sharpen my blades before long. Seems like a productive way to spend my time. Maybe. This torch has actually lasted me a good while, I'm surprised. It's almost gone, but it's gotten me through most... Wait a minute. Yeah, I need to come up here. That's right. I'm going the opposite direction. Got confused for a second, but I do need to climb this. It's gotten me through most of these mines, but it's about to go out. Holy crap, it's dark. Thank God there's no NPCs or wolves in mines, because that would be scary as hell right now. Still kind of finding my way. Aha! Perfect! It got me all the way through. Thank you, Torch. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Fan-frickin-tastic. Okay, so we are now on the opposite side of the mine. Would be hilarious as if I got turned around and somehow was like on the same side I started out at. All right, let's leave, and we are now... Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. What the hell am I... You guys have probably been screaming at me this entire time. Hadrian, where are you going? I was having too much fun listening to music. That's what it was. Well, we can get to Mystery Lake this way. We could. I mean, I've already come this way. I don't want to be here. I never want to be here. But we can... Screw it, I'm doing it. Gotta live with the consequences of your actions. Back to Miserable Valley. By mistake! How appropriate that we should see this place one last time before the series ends. Now, we can still get to Mystery Lake this way, and it won't even take that much longer. Matter of fact, it probably not that much longer at all. Just need to look out for wolves. And there will be places to stop along the way here, so... It's navigable. It works. Oh my gosh, what a brain fart. Wow. That might be the worst in the history of Against All Odds, the entire series, all 4 seasons. This might be the silliest mistake I've ever made. Especially considering how often I rant about Pleasant Valley, how much I hate this place. Well, I think the fog is actually clearing. Or maybe I'm just moving down the hill fast. One of the two is happening. What would be hilarious is if I found a moose right now. Actually, where we're going, I would imagine, is one of the locations. The area of this zone is probably one of the more remote locations on the map where we are potentially going to find a moose. So we just need to watch the trees. And ironically, we were in Pleasant Valley the first time when I was coming back from Timberwolf Mountain, having loaded up this patch for the first time. We were in Pleasant Valley the first time I was talking about the trees and the marks and looking for them. Right, there can be wolves over to the left, so let me give this a wide berth, because there could already be one coming toward me, knowing my luck. Or perhaps a carnivorous moose is making its way toward me. Man-eating moose. Alright, so if I go down this way... I don't think there's a straight path down. I think I might have to Skyrim a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I feel like I'm Bugs Bunnying down this cliff. Alright, there we go. Now, there is more than likely going to be a wolf straight ahead. We could avoid the wolf by going through the center of the zone, but I think we'd be walking straight into the patrol pass of other wolves. Oh, this episode title, can you imagine? Pleasant Valley, by mistake. Okay, where are you, bastard? I know you're here. Show yourself. Let's get this over with. I know you're here. Wow. I have to say, feel like I'm about to jinx it, but I have to say, by the way, I'm not nearly as superstitious of a person as I come across. I always talk about jinxing things and knocking on wood. I just think it's funny to think about from that perspective, because it is funny the way that odds work sometimes. As soon as you mention a positive outcome, it evaporates, or a positive trend, it goes negative. But yeah, I feel like I'm about to jinx it, but I'm having some extraordinary, I don't necessarily even want to say luck, just the odds. Like the wolves are not where they usually are. And I can't complain one little bit. Alright, I'm going to hug the left-hand side of this road. God, I can't believe I went to Pleasant Valley by mistake, of all the zones. I was on autopilot, man. Like, I was just going. It felt weird when I hit the stairway. Something felt off. I was like, wait a minute. I shouldn't even be going through a mine. Like, what's... Like, my brain was starting to process it, but I was just in my own little world. Happy to have found the hut and that route so quickly. That's funny. Alright, so we are approaching the break-off point where we go back to the back of the zone and toward Mystery Lake. And once we get to that cave, we can rest. I imagine, unless we get sidetracked, which is possible, we're in Pleasant Valley. It's going to throw a blizzard at us every 5 seconds, starting at about 3. But no, I'd imagine if we can get to it by the end of the episode. We can rest at that point, and eat, and sleep, etc. Or eat and drink, is what I meant to say. Rest, eat, drink. All of the above. You know, it occurs to me, as I'm just right now in this moment, we've talked a lot earlier in the series. I rant about cabin fever a lot, and I talked about a thread that I started in the forums where I'm discussing cabin fever and, you know, different ways it can be improved. And one of the things that came about in that discussion, including something that Raphael, I think, brought up in that thread and has definitely brought up in other threads, is in the Long Dark, they want to deepen the gameplay when it comes to psychological states. Cabin fever is, of course, a psychological state, but they want to deepen, hopefully not only that mechanic, but they just want to add more psychological stuff in general. Because, you know, I was just, what makes me think of this is what I was just saying about how when I get to the cave, I'm going to need to eat, sleep, and, you know, drink. As if those are the only needs that would be important to this survivor at this moment in time. But think about this. 114 days in this wilderness. Nearly a third of a year. At some point in the Long Dark in the future, they are even considering adding changing seasons. That is in the long form of that's in the, shall we say, the very distant ambitious roadmap. But that's something that they've envisioned. But for now, I mean, still, regardless of whether the seasons are changing, it's a third of a year. This person would be needing some serious human interaction, which is why NPCs could be important to the sandbox eventually as well, if they manage to really deepen the experience beyond what we're already used to as early access and now early release players. I don't say early release in terms of the game not being out. I mean just, you know, having played the game in the initial months of its availability as a full game. Like, if we're lucky enough to see this game iterated several times and expanded to a point, I'm not saying there will literally be expansions, but there could be, they might do DLCs. I don't know what their strategy is going to be. I haven't really asked about it or looked into it, so I'm not speaking from some place of knowledge. But like, however they improve the game, maybe it's just through free patches. But like, I know that they want to add more to the game and make it even better. Psychological states, I think, are something that I would find really compelling, especially once NPCs were in the game. That way you could get that human interaction in some way. I don't know how authentic they could make it. I feel like it might seem kind of gamey, but that's not the worst thing. There are lots of mechanics in the game, and I've talked about this, that are gamey to a certain extent. You always have that balance in a good video game between what's realistic and what's unrealistic, what's punishingly realistic and kind of challenging, and what's kind of forgiving. Hello. We still have cabin fever risk, speaking of that. So yeah, there's punishingly realistic, stuff. And then there's, more forgiving mechanics. And there's always that balance. You don't want too much realism in a game, unless that's literally what you advertise and it's a simulation of some kind. I think Long Dark has always been, part simulation, part video game. There's definitely aspects that are more gamey and should be that way. I think in order for this game to be true to its spirit, you don't want total realism. You've got to have a little bit of a sense of balance. And I just think that, hang on, I think a wolf is coming toward me. I can see him up there on the left, but I can't get up this slope yet. Come on, let me up the damn slope. Damn it. Crap, they're both coming toward me. 2 wolves. Isn't that nice? Just what I needed at this moment. Well, what did I say? If we can get to... Alright, they don't see me yet. They're just coming to where they smelled me. So let's see if we can get away. The funny thing is, I'm pretty close to where I can eat some more and maybe get rid of some of the smell. Yeah, they're coming to where they smelled me. Need to keep an eye on them. Okay, thank God. Alright, one of them turned around. Okay, good. They're patrolling away. They don't know where I am. Either that or they're still following where I was, because I feel like they might be following my tracks. So, we're going to still find our way back to Mystery Lake if we can. How many calories? 1,279? Hold on. Let's eat one more deer steak. If that will incrementally reduce even a little bit. How are we doing? But anyway, yeah, so the mechanic that I'm talking about for cabin fever for psychological states, I mean, especially for NPC interaction, like, it'd be difficult to make it really that authentic with, like, really believable dialogue depending on your situation. It would be pretty complicated. But I would greatly enjoy a well-executed attempt along those lines. That breath scared me. Random breath effect started out of nowhere. There can be wolves out here, so I'm kind of on high alert right now. And those other wolves could still be after me too. So I'm trying to keep my momentum going kind of in this direction. And hopefully I'll find the path again before the weather goes south. It's Pleasant Valley. I'm just assuming it's going to turn to crap at some point before I leave here. Or a wolf's going to find me, one of the two. Huh. Actually, yeah, we're getting close now to the exit to the zone. I haven't seen any tree bark scratched away that would indicate the presence of a moose. This is where I was thinking we might encounter a moose. This is way back off the beaten path. But that arched tree right there is what we're looking for. That's marking our way back to Mystery Lake. So far we're actually doing all right, all things considered, with this accidental detour I've taken. Hilarious. I know. Alright, so we're not far at all from the actual cave. I think I can actually see the cave mouth right now. It's back there. But I just want to make sure there's no animals between me and there before I just go charging toward it. So I'm going to get on the actual correct path and just look back that way, because I think a bear sometimes patrols this way, so let me not be too hasty. I can see that tree pointing towards something. Okay, no, what I was seeing was not the cave mouth, but I think the cave mouth is like right there. Just please, for the love of God, let there not be a bear back here right now. Oh crap, here comes the fog. I know, game, give me just like 3 more minutes. Just 2 or 3 more minutes of good visibility so I can see predators approaching, please. Please? Please? Alright, well, I'm going to have to shut up so I can hear bear crows, if there are any nearby, because a bear does patrol back here. Pardon my silence. Those are normal crows, not bear crows. We're okay. We made it, and I'm right at the 31-minute mark or so, so tell you what, I will go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, we are going to get to Mystery Lake and maybe even to Forlorn Muskeg if I am fortunate enough to be able to move through the zone quickly. And then we are going to be well on our way to the mountain town and exploring all the things that it entails. Where the hell is the cave mouth? Did I walk right by it? I think I did. And here's the cave mouth. Oh gosh, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.